Good morning. Hey guys, here's my review of the first episode of Uncle Grandpa Belly Brothers. So, can I be like everyone else and make an incest joke? Because, you can't be someone's grandpa and uncle without doing your own. Actually, never mind. I don't think I should say that in this video. So, this show has a weird tint of color. I don't know if I like it yet, but judging from parts of the other episodes, it's okay. Right off the bat, we're introduced to all the characters after Uncle Grandpa's dream of chasing his pet sheep or whatever. So there's a sheep, there's a giant realistic flying tiger. Oh, and if you've watched some of my videos, I think I've said this before, but I don't really like when cartoons mix realistic elements with animated characters. I remember when I was younger, I really did not like this at all. Like, I would not watch a show that had realistic characters in a cartoon. And I guess I still don't really like it that much. Gumball felt like it was a show with animated characters in a realistic setting. It doesn't feel like that now, but it did back, I guess, in the first season. It's just kind of my opinion. Now it feels more like a show in an actual cartoon animated world. And if what I'm saying is correct, then I don't understand why they actually did this, because Gumball has great animation. I would love to see all this stuff animated, and I feel like they do that now, but I don't think they did it back in the day. And let me see. Now everything feels like it belongs in a cartoon. So yeah, that's Gumball. So back to the characters. We have Mr. Gus, Pizza Steve, and Belly Bag. I'm not sure if the sheep's a character, but the sheep was mentioned, so might as well. Giant realistic flying tiger. It's a giant realistic flying tiger that shoots rainbows when it flies. It's pretty straightforward. Mr. Gus is a monster thing. Godzilla. Pizza Steve is a pizza who's apparently cool. And then Belly Bag is the belly bag around Uncle Grandpa that talks. This show is pretty normal, huh, guys? So some cartoon characters have some sort of law in their world. There's some things you can't do, but this show doesn't seem like it. Uncle Grandpa pretty much can do whatever he wants. I would say it's a mix of, it would be like SpongeBob with a mix of Adventure Time or a regular show. I mean, SpongeBob does a lot of weird things, and he can make things sometimes. And the other two shows are just straight up weird. It kind of just jumps into the plot like regular show does, or Adventure Time. You have a goal and you just go to it like the next scene. There's no build up to it or anything. Yeah. I wanted to see if I had anything. Well, yeah, Uncle Grandpa, he just does a lot of stuff. He can take his nose off, and then he has a bunch of noses in the drawer. He can go inside of himself. He can make his head go inside his body. This is just like a lot of weird stuff. And normally, I don't think they have human characters doing that. It's normally a character who's, I don't know, like SpongeBob, he's a sponge. But, there are other characters, cartoon characters that aren't really human that can do weird things. Like Jake the dog. He's a dog. It's just weird when a human does it. So the plot of this episode is pretty basic. A kid can't put his shirt on because his belly is too big, aka fat. So Uncle Grandpa tries to help him, and then he gets Mr. Gus. Mr. Gus rips the shirt up. So Uncle Grandpa goes inside his belly bag, which is pretty much a bag, it's pretty much like a bag for an RPG character. I hope you guys understand that reference. But there's clothes and other junk in there. It's just like, it looks like a bottomless pit. Or like a black hole or something like that. So he finds him a shirt, a big black shirt, which is actually way too big. And he tells him to tell him what he likes, and he airbrushes wolves on there. And there's a taco at the top. So the kid puts the shirt on, and then he's put into like a world, like the world that Uncle Grandpa drew on the shirt. So there's like not werewolves, there's like wolves and stuff, or I think they call them night wolves. And then he's like, oh no, I have to go rescue him. And so he puts the shirt on and he goes in there too. And yeah, there's a taco there. if I didn't mention that. So Uncle Grandpa saves the kid with his belly. They get captured, and they're about to eat Uncle Grandpa first. But really, the main thing of this plot is just that he got the kid to use his belly to save him, and now the kid has confidence in himself or in his belly. And then once they get back, by the end of it, Uncle Grandpa, he's disappeared, so the kid's mom never sees him. Now, I was thinking they were going to do this for every episode, but they're not, because I remember this show has been out for a good month, I think. It was like a sister or something. She saw Uncle Grandpa. She knew who he was. So I'm sure like there are older, maybe adults that know who Uncle Grandpa is. I mean, he's not like the Tooth Fairy or anything. And maybe the show's trying to convey like that it's okay to be fat, or to have confidence in yourself. I don't know. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, it just seems like he'll be helping kids throughout the show. That's what happened in the pilot. He helped a kid who was voiced by Steve Bloom, I think, who was actually the voice of Tom and Amon on Legend of Korra. And he's done a lot of other animated roles. But what I think would be cool is to bring back the kids in a later episode and see how they've changed or anything. Or just bring them back. That'd be cool. Was there like 5 or 6 main characters? You could bring back some of the kids after a while. And then the show pretty much follows the super weird plot line thing that kind of started with Flapjack and Chowder. I say Flapjack and Chowder because those are kind of extremes. And then, you have Adventure Time and Regular Show, which are really extreme. I would say like Camp Lazlo, but that's not really that extreme, like in terms of what I'm talking about. And the music in the show, it's pretty cool. It kind of sounds like a classic video game soundtrack. If I could play that, I would. But it sounds really good if you've seen the episodes. And there's nothing wrong with the show. Some of my classmates were acting like the show was bad. I don't see it. And then the meat of the episode was too short. They actually had a short in the end of at the end of the episode. The meat of the episode was about 8 minutes. The plot, all that I was talking about, is about 8 minutes long. That's like an internet short. That's a reoccurring problem with Cartoon Network shows, and it's been like that for the last few years. They need more time to tell a story, and I honestly feel like their older shows did that. But overall, the episode was 11 minutes. And I thought it was a good episode, and frankly, I can't wait to see more. Thanks for listening to my review of Uncle Grandpa Episode 1. If you would like to take a peek into my life, follow me on Twitter. If you would like to use Facebook and Instagram, if you would like me to use Facebook and Instagram more, like or follow me, and then tell me that you have liked me, so I know that there are people actually listening to that, because only a few people like on there, so sometimes I just don't feel like posting on there. So see you guys later. Peace.